Hey everyone, welcome to Custom Made Everything. I'm Tim, and on the last episode, we finished up our highly detailed 3D resin printed figure of goalie Jordan Binnington. Now in this episode, we're going to stick with our goalie theme, and we're going to go back to our Funko Pops. But that doesn't mean it can't be highly detailed. In fact, I've got a new technique for the decals that I can't wait to share and try out. So come on over to the bench, let's get started.
Now I've got my decal sheet printed, and now that I'm looking at it printed, I realize there's some things that I need to change on it. So we're going to hop on the computer, I'll make those changes, and while we're there, I'll walk you through the process of how I create some of these logos. So here we are on the computer, and you can see that this is the same sheet that I had printed in my hand. And if we zoom in, we'll go into the trouble areas, which is the white lines around the words, so that's called the stroke. And it looks better on the computer than what I actually printed, so I need to make that stroke bigger. Also, we can take a look at the front logo that I created. I don't really like how the wording printed out, so we're going to make some adjustments to that. But let's start with this stroke. So we'll select our text. We'll increase the stroke to 1.25, and that looks a little bit more bold. And as when I make any decals and print them, I always print 2 of everything. In case you screw up putting one on, you've always got another one ready. So we'll pump that up to 1.25 as well. And now that I think about it, maybe we should do this at 1.5. There's that. All right, now let's hop over and take a look at this front logo and show you how I create it. So as with anything, I start with a good reference picture, and I reduce the opacity so that I can kind of work through the image. Then I grab my tools and I start putting in shapes. In this instance, I'm just going to turn the shapes on that I already drew. So we got stars and stripes. We have an empty box that I have a navy stroke around. We've got text box. And then I've got a custom design box where I use the node tool to kind of change up the shape. Add our white background, and there we have our front logo. Now that was just a quick breakdown. If you're looking for a more in-depth view, make sure you check out this video where I completely retrace this JPEG and turn it into a vector. I'll link it at the end of the video. Now all that's left is to copy and paste, duplicate it so that I have 2, and we're ready to print again. Now we printed off that decal sheet, we got to cut these out. Now, let's use a little YouTube magic. Yeah, that's not working. How come other people do this? Maybe I need to snap more? I know what I'm missing. I need my magic wand. Abracadabra, cut out the decals. Ah, that's better. So this part of the pad needs to be blue, and this part of the pad needs to be red. And if this was just a plain red and blue pad, I would hand paint it and call it done. But this pad has pinstriping of red and blue on it, and it's important to me to keep those details. So by creating a hollow box for the red and the blue part of this pad, I'm able to paint over top of white instead of painting blue over top of blue, resulting in a different shade of blue than the jersey. But that's enough talk. Let's get these decals on the pads.
Well, this was a lot of work, creating this decal sheet on the computer and then applying them all onto the figure, but they're on, they look nice and smooth, and now all that's left is to blend them in. So come on over to the desk, we'll get painting. And after all this hard work, we're left with a custom, one-of-a-kind Funko Pop that my client can cherish for years to come. And all that's left for us is to take a look at these final shots. Well, I hope you love this figure. And if you guys love this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the cool stuff that I'm doing here at Custom Made Everything. And as always, thanks for watching.